What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm so excited to do a full face of women-owned brands. I feel like I pretty much hit all of the main categories. Of course, typically for me, eyebrows are excluded. I think I excluded lip pencil this time. But I think everything else I pretty much hit as being a women-owned product. So I will actually be going ahead a little bit deeper than what I've done in the past, and I'll be talking about briefly each brand and who the owner is, if it's only one owner and she's female owned, and it's a female owned brand. And then I'll also be giving you guys like a little blurb on each brand. I do have some products in this video that were actually sent to me, so do keep that in mind, and I will have those indicated down below in the description box. Otherwise, as always, I will have everything linked and listed down below. I don't want to talk too long. I don't have much time before I get this up, hopefully tonight. And yeah, if you're interested in seeing how I created this look and you want to follow along with the products that you have, or just watch it and have some fun, just keep on watching. Okay, first things first, I need you guys to go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, like it, of course, share it, because your girl has been up since 6 and I am now filming this at 10 p.m. and I'm trying my absolute best to get this video up before midnight today. But as always, what I'm going to do is just talk about each brand, talk about the owner, and kind of, you know, why they were founded, if I can find out why they were founded. So Milk Makeup actually has 4 founders and 2 of them are female, so I felt confident enough to kind of talk about this brand because it's at least half owned or founded by females. They were founded based on the philosophy of simple. So they start off with good ingredients, good formula, 100% vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free always. And I think that's really, really nice. You know, definitely for those who really need vegan products. I actually never knew that the brand was vegan, so this is definitely news to me, and I feel like that would be probably news to quite a few other people, so hopefully that was helpful. I don't let my primer set in all that long. It's just a personal preference. I don't know. But next we're going to go ahead and talk about the brand Tula Skin. So the founder of Tula Skincare built their brand on the power of probiotic extracts and superfoods, which I think is really good. I'm actually getting really into probiotic and prebiotic drinks lately, so that's really nice. And basically the products are meant to be very good for your skin and kind of help, you know, inside and out. And the founder is actually Dr. Roshini Raj. So she is a practicing gastroenterologist. And yeah, I think this is great. I love the fact that this brand is built not only by somebody who is well understanding of the body and like what's good for you, but also with the intent of the products actually being truly good for you. I actually really, really enjoy that. Now, the last time I filmed this video, this foundation, for whatever reason on camera, just did not look good. It looked very, very red tone. In real life, it does not look all that warmer than my skin tone. So hopefully I've changed kind of my settings and all of that, and it looks a lot more true to color. But yeah, what I like to do with this particular skin tint is I like to just rub it in with my hands. I don't put as much foundation as maybe I would with anything else. Mainly because when you're rubbing a product in with your hands, you're not going to be kind of removing as much product as you would if you were using a sponge. But then I do go ahead and use the About Face product, or any sponge really. I've just been really enjoying this About Face, and I kind of press this in. I find that this takes away the top layer that has like quite a bit of shine and all of that. And About Face, once again, is actually owned by a female. And once I finish with this, I will give you guys kind of the blurb that I see for this brand. Alrighty, so I'm getting a lot of conflicting information on the website, what's going on, but it looks like Halsey was the founder and CEO of this brand and potentially may have some backers that in some websites are saying that they were a backer, other websites they're saying they're not. So I just wanted to jump on here and say this just in case I may have misspoke in the original footage. Just like the products that I have tried so far from the brand, and I honestly wasn't prepared to talk about the brand. I just remember that it's actually female owned, or at least kind of partially owned. Next is Charlotte Tilbury. I haven't talked about the shades. I apologize. So the shade in the skin tint that I have is in 25. Everything will be listed and linked down below. I'll probably continue to forget to tell you guys the shades, so just check out down below. And if there's an asterisk behind it, that means an affiliate link. If you shop through it, I appreciate it. Otherwise, no big deal. So now we're going to be talking about Charlotte Tilbury. As you guys know, Charlotte Tilbury is a celebrity makeup artist, very well known and kind of world renowned, if you will. And yeah, I really enjoy a couple of the products that I've tried from her brand. I don't think the overall brand's aesthetic works for me personally, but I think the brand has a definite audience. Let's face it, there are quite a few people who purchase from this brand religiously and kind of naturally and, automatic buy situation. But this brand just isn't that for me. But yeah, I really do enjoy the brand, some of the products. This particular concealer I think is fine. It's not going to be a favorite for me personally, but yeah, it's all good. So this is going to be the only product pretty much in this video that is going to be a first impressions, because I actually forgot to use it yesterday. But everything else I pretty much have either tried in the past, or it's literally was a first impressions yesterday, but I hated that footage. So next we're going to be trying Glossier, and this is going to be their Luminous Bronzer Cream. And I want to try this today because I feel like the vibes of Glossier would really work with this particular base that I have, which is very much like a skin tint, kind of very minimal makeup, and Glossier typically is just minimal makeup. So there are 3 founders of this brand. One is female, and the other 2 are not. And it looks like apparently the actual female CEO and founder may have actually left. I need to do some more information on it, but I will do my absolute best to get some information above. And if you guys are truly interested, I will try my best to link down below some articles associated to each kind of brand. So I apologize if I misspoke in this brand, but yeah. So that is clearly showing up on my skin tone. It's more so showing up as a red splash, not necessarily a lot of brown. So it'll be interesting to see how this blends in. But I do typically just kind of apply this way. So we'll just see how it goes. So far, I'm honestly just impressed that it's showing up. I'm not going to hold you up. I'm just going to use the same side that I used to blend out the foundation and just kind of work that in.
Fresh air, bright moon.
Okay, I don't know how it looks on camera, but in real life, it appears that it blended. I don't know what happened with this part of my cheek. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it looks like some of the cream actually went a little bit down into my actual cheek instead of staying on my cheekbone. Otherwise, though, it looks nice. It actually looks very nice. This was a surprise. Like I said, I didn't use it yesterday. First impression, though, so far, I'm actually really enjoying it. Now, some of the other products I have, like I said, I used yesterday, and based on my impressions, I think I'm going to use one under, you know what, no, I'm just going to use the rest of my cream cheek products under, and we'll go from there. I want to try them under. So today I'm going to be using, let's do the cream blush first. So that's going to be coming from Me to You Beauty, and it's actually Me to You NYC. So give me 1 second once again, and we're gonna pull up information about this brand so that you guys can know. The founder is one female. Her name is Amy, and she basically created this brand after a decade of working in the beauty industry and with big companies like L'Oreal and Estee Lauder. And she noticed that a lot of people could not afford high quality makeup due to the prices. So she created this brand hoping that it works for everybody and it's affordable and all of that jazz. I do have an affiliated link down below for this brand, and this brand did send me these products. So do just keep that in mind. Of course, as always, no pressure, but I do want to apply the cream cheek. Like I said, I have used this now once yesterday. I will swatch it for you all. This is in the shade Spring Dust. So it is quite malleable. And as you can see, it is like an interesting kind of orangey peachy type shade going on. What I found yesterday was the best application, at least over powder, was with a brush, and I liked it regardless if you pull it from the actual product or back of the hand. So I'm actually going to try not to waste product, and I'm going to pull it from the back of my hand, and then we will just pull more product this way. Now, the reason that I'm putting the product under powder today, not because of pigmentation. I actually think for the type of look that I'm going for today, which is a very kind of seamless cheek and like overall seamless look, I think under works beautifully. There isn't a whole lot of pigment. This isn't going to be like a LYS type of pigment, but it works. There is definitely a market for this. What I found though is that the cream cheek product actually does not set down, at least to not my satisfaction. By the time I finished applying my whole face, I still felt like there was slight stickiness, and I personally did not want that. You know, I want to have my face set. Even if there is a glow to it, I still want it to feel kind of set and matte. No, my hair does not touch my face, but it's still a preference thing. So that's why I'm going to try it under my powder today. Like I said, very seamless. You don't see it like overly like out there loud and in charge, but once the whole look comes together, I think it will still be projecting from under my powder, but we shall see what happens. Then we have Unearthly Cosmetics. Now, this is the one kind of smaller brand that I'm going to be featuring today. So Unearthly Cosmetics was founded in Brooklyn by Amanda and Christopher Haven, so a husband and wife duo. And basically, Amanda was a former artist and she was working in the makeup industry, and her husband was an artist working as more like street art. And they kind of built this passion project together. I do enjoy some products from the brand, not everything, but I do enjoy quite a few. And it's nice to hear that it was kind of a husband and wife duo. I actually did not know that. So it's kind of interesting getting some of these behind the scenes about of these brands, because I feel like sometimes you just don't look into those things, you know, like it's just not natural human nature, at least not for me. I'm more of like, show me the product, let's see if it works, not necessarily like who made it. Not always, sometimes, but not always. Anyways, though, I'm just going to apply this cream highlighter under. I will say, based on what I'm seeing right now, this cream highlighter definitely works better, at least on my skin tone, above powder. It worked really, really nicely. But overall, I think my base looks very seamless, very finished, and I really am enjoying it today. So I am just going to hop off camera. I do not have any female-owned brands when it comes to powder or brows, so I'm gonna do those off camera, as well as I think I'm gonna do my lip liner off camera like I did yesterday, and then we're gonna hop back on to do kind of the rest of my face. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we got the brows on, we are powdered, and I will say I feel like the highlighter is pulling a little bit more obvious on in person than it is on camera. The blush is still very subtle, but it's all good. So I want to put on lip product so I don't look stupid the whole time. And this last bit of footage, this is the matte liquid lipstick from M2U. Once again, they sent this to me, and this is in the shade Cookie. Now, I did try this yesterday, and what I will say is that there is a slight tackiness to this product. And with that slight tackiness, it was never irritating to me. But I want to see if maybe it was because I put on slightly too much product. So I put on less product today, and it's still a beautiful color. Nonetheless, beautiful color, but I want to see what it do on that. Now let's go. Oh, we still have some more cheek products. So I'm going to reach into this. This is yet another Unearthly Cosmetics product. This is their low lighter highlighter palette. A lot of you guys were recommending this particular product, and a lot of other YouTubers were recommending it as well. So I figured I would go ahead and pick it up when I made my Unearthly order. Like I said, I order somewhat decently often from them, but I don't buy everything. And this was something originally I passed on, but it seemed like a lot of people really were enjoying it. I tried this shade yesterday. It was okay. I'm going to try Comet today. I want to see if one, the shade is just more up my alley or what. What I will say is people are right. This color is really nice. Not the color, I'm sorry. The formula is very nice. I like that there is absolutely no base to it. So it really does work with my skin tone, and I don't have to feel like worried that I'm going to get like an ashy kind of finish. I think it really does kind of melt into your skin regardless of your skin tone. Now, I will say, I feel like today I really could see the impact of it compared to having the cream highlighter first. So I would say if you have a cream highlighter down first, I don't think this is necessary, or I don't think you'll see like a true impact. I think you really get that impact if the cream highlighter is maybe under the powder, or if you just don't have one on at all. So I'm liking it so far. I think it's cute. We'll keep getting more opinions on it the more I test it out. Now let's get into some eyes. Today for my primer, I'm actually going to go in with the Laura Mercier Stick in Cobblestone. Yesterday I used the About Face primer for the eyeshadow palette that I'm about to pick up, and I thought that the product actually worked really nicely, but I wouldn't even say it's an issue, more as the color range for this product I don't think is most suited for somebody of my skin tone. So I want to see if I can get even more diversity from it with a darker base, which is something that I tend to do with products that otherwise I may not be able to get, that diversity from. So, like I said, Cobblestone, Laura Mercier stick, and we once again have another product from M2U, New York, and we are going to go ahead and dive into this product. So yesterday when I applied it, this wasn't giving me what I wanted, so I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and go right into the darker of the two browns. To my knowledge, I don't have a shade name on this particular eyeshadow palette, so I will do my best to find it and once again have that down below. So already I'm feeling like this palette is just doing a whole heck of a lot better, and that is kind of like food for thought for you all. In the event that you find a palette that just isn't kicking it the way you want it for your skin tone, try having just a darker base or just a different base. With this base, it's slightly different than the About Face, even though they're both great. This just gives me a different kind of starting point. And because it's not as tacky as the About Face, I feel like it just does differently. So already loving this look better. What I found yesterday though, the pigmentation was actually really good. The pigmentation, I don't think there's any problem with that. I don't think there's any problem with the blendability. It's all about whether there's enough depth in this palette for you and for what you want it to be. I think that this palette could easily be kind of like an everyday, very subtle eye look creation, and I will show you the metallics in just a second. Or, it could be a full beat depending on your skin tone. For me, I feel like this is a very kind of subtler beat. What I'm going to do, take that same blending brush and I'm just going to go into the lighter tone and just blend out those edges. This is a blending brush from Sydney Grace, by the way. So unfortunately, I do not have a brush name. And because that first matte came out so pigmented, I'm just lightening up the edges just so that it kind of blends in just a bit better with my skin tone. So overall, really liking this. And then I'm gonna go into that same, am I gonna do the same? You know what? Let's try this one. This is like more of a bronzy kind of brown. I'm gonna try this closer to the outer V. We're gonna try a couple more shades today. So I'm gonna put that on both eyes. And what I will say when it comes to these kind of shimmer metallics is they are very, very subtle. So they are perfect for somebody who has older eyelids. I'm going to go into the middle one. It's a little bit more rosy. They're perfect for somebody who has older eyelids or just eyelids that have just a bit more wrinkles. You're not going to have to worry about the fact that like you can see it creping on your eyes. I did not see any creasing from these shadows at all. But if you're somebody like me that wants a little bit more bam, even on like an everyday, this could be a nice little base. For every day though, I think this would be perfect like for work in a place where I just don't want too much attention, but maybe I want to jazz up my life just a bit. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes it does. I could definitely see me kind of putting this on, then putting on my liner, putting on my mascara and going. But because we are here, your girl's gonna jazz her up a little bit. Now this is a product I actually don't know if it's woman owned, but I wanted some color. I wanted some pizzazz, and this happened to be a product nearby that I needed to test. So this is from Visualistic Shadow in the shade Personal Champagne. I used this with the brush yesterday, and I just kind of brightened up that inner corner with it, and I thought it was beautiful. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do today. And this I actually got from Yes Style, so I'll do my best to link this down below. But from what I can tell, the Yes Style products be going out of stock and kind of being discontinued quickly. So hopefully if you are interested in this, it is still available. Otherwise, I'm sure you can find another reasonably priced kind of beautiful shadow similar. And why is this, the top isn't going on? Okay, I got the top on now. All right, so I just want to finalize this lower lash line very quickly. I'm going to throw on some liner, mascara, all of that, and I will be back to show you guys the finished look. And you guys knew I had to go ahead and top this look off with a women-founded brand that has lashes. And they, of course, are my Juvia's Place Egypt XL lashes. So let me zoom in so you can get a full look at this eye look. Alrighty, and if you're wondering, I did purchase this dress very recently. Let me show you guys really quickly. Okay, so this is the dress. It has this really beautiful design, and it is maxi with a little slit on the front kind of corner on the right. So very, very simple, but I love it. And once again, this is a woman founded and created brand. So I will have my dress even linked down below for you guys. And my earrings, which is actually a mother and daughter duo. I'm killing it with these women-owned brands. So I want to run through all of the products that I used today because I feel like I used quite a bit, and I feel like we had a lot of wins in the different applications that I used them, and I want to give you guys my thoughts on all the products. So let me just scoot in a little bit more easily so I have access to the products. As for the primer, you guys know I love this primer. I've been working on this primer for almost a year. Bada bing, bada boom. As for the skin tint, I think for me, I'm learning the amount of product to actually put on my face. I feel like previously I was putting on kind of the normal amount that I would use when I was using like a sponge, and you don't need that because you're not really using a sponge, at least my application. I'm not using a sponge for the full kit and caboodle, so I don't need as much product as I was using before. So the amount of product that I put on today, I think worked beautifully. It really smoothed out my whole base and kind of gave it an even finish. Well, am I seamlessly finished where you don't see any hyperpigmentation, anything? Absolutely not. But that's fine. I don't expect that from this product. So I do really like this product. I've said that time and time again. This is no longer my favorite kind of tubed product, but it's still great and I would still recommend it. And the reason I'm kind of trying to work through it today or even this year is because it is clean beauty. It does have an SPF, and I know the expiration on this baby is really an actual expiration. So it's time for it to be moved out of my collection and get used. Then we have the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Concealer. This is not a concealer that I plan to get a full size of. I am very happy that I was able to get this sample size from a Sephora kind of code situation, but not something that I need to get full size. So easy pass for me, but I'm very thankful, like I said, to have been able to try it. This was a black horse, right? I was not expecting to actually enjoy this. Honestly, I was expecting it to fail and just to be okay with the fact that it failed. But I feel like this was actually a very good product. I feel like it really brought some bronze and warmth to my skin, and it brought the right amount for this type of base, for this kind of everyday foundation, kind of spring summer appropriate base. I feel like this is going to be a go-to for the summer now. Like I said, was absolutely not expecting it. I haven't heard anybody talk about this product, but I feel like it's a win. I don't think I ever even mentioned the shade, and it's in the shade Volt, which I believe is the darkest shade, because I didn't trust it. I didn't trust it. Okay, cream blush. I skipped over that. Cream blush was the Me to You NYC brands blush, and this is in the shade Spring Dust once again. For me, I think I prefer this over, even though I felt like it did not dry down. I don't mind the amount of pigmentation that's coming out today, but in like a normal day for me, I think I would want it more over. I don't know. It doesn't look bad. Like, I think you can still see a vague kind of appearance of the blush, but if you want a true amount of blush, I would say over. If you like this type of blush, I would say under. It's either or, but I think for me, in the long run, if I'm doing more of a fuller beat, I would put the cream blush over. If I was doing something where it's more like skin-like finish, where I don't really want it to look like I have makeup, even though you can clearly see I have makeup, then I would put it under. That's my final decision. That's my final answer. As for the cream highlighter from Unearthly Cosmetics, I feel like this is definitely a product I prefer over. Don't get me wrong, I think it looked beautiful under, but you really didn't get the full emphasis of this particular product when it was under, and I think that just does this product no justice. One of my favorite products so far from the brand, rivaling their cream liquid lipsticks. I actually enjoy their cream liquid lipsticks as well, and I also have some of their satins. So yeah, I do like these products. It seems like I like their more tubular products best, or kind of compacts like this best. But yeah, and this is in the shade Gilded, in case I have not mentioned it, because I'm sure I haven't. Let's finish that. Okie dokie, keeping it going. As for the liquid lipstick that I tried from Me to You NYC, again, this is in the shade Cookie, and I think it was definitely the amount of product I put on my lips yesterday. I don't feel any form of stickiness at all today. Yesterday it was a slight stickiness, and I think that was because when I took out the product for the doe foot, I went one on my bottom, and then I dipped back in and went back again after kind of like smacking my lips together. Too much product. I think if you just swipe around your bottom lip and you just smack them together, it will spread and it'll work out, which in the long run will mean that this product will last longer in my collection. I'll get more use out of it. And yeah, I don't feel any stickiness at all. And I've been drinking in the middle every so often, and I've had no problem with it wearing on my beard. So good things there. Keeping it going. As for the powder highlighter from Unearthly, once again, I think this is a nice product, and for somebody who maybe has never tried a colorful highlighter palette that doesn't have that like translucent base, I think this is fine. But if I'm being honest, this very much reminds me of the ABH powder highlighter palettes that I have, and I love those, especially the there's one that has the glitter in it, and I absolutely love that. I hit pan in the shade Magic. I love how I remember the shade name, but not the palette name. Anyways, though, I think this is fine so far. I don't see that there's any glitter in any of the two that I've tried thus far. Maybe there's glitter in the others, but you know, I think this is fine. It's not a love right now. But like I said, I'll be doing a couple more videos with this baby, so I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts very soon, probably, whenever I get to doing those other videos. Let's see. Eyes. I used the Laura Mercier Caviar stick. I've already reviewed these products. I really enjoy these, and because I remembered how much I enjoy cream sticks, I really wanted to bust this out in addition to the application that I figured out from yesterday. So I really like this stick, and I think this stick works beautifully tying it right on in with this eyeshadow palette. Like I said, I don't see a name on it, so I will do my best to figure it out and put it down below when I link it. I think that this is a very, very basic Betty friendly palette. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. As you can see, as you guys have seen probably, I have a top drawer full of basic Betty palettes very similar to this. But what I will say for this particular palette, for somebody of my skin tone, you definitely need to use your bases wisely. You need to know kind of your angles and all of that. I would say predominantly you're just going to be focusing on this particular deep brown to really give you some crease action, with this lighter brown really just kind of blending that into your skin tone. This cream shade would work nicely as a brow bone highlight. Do I use those? No, but on the off chance that I feel like it, that's definitely a product that I think will work. The pigmentation of all of these mattes is great. The blendability, great. There's no issue on that at all, in my opinion. It's truly just on whether you're going to get the amount of depth that you want for this palette for your complexion. As for the metallic shades, I use now just these two. I haven't used this third one, but I'm sure it's very same on par as the other two that I tried. And I think the metallics are good for, like I said, mature eyelids, and then just people who don't want too much attention to their shadows. There's definitely a market for that. I think this is an easy everyday eye look, but for me, I do kind of like a little bit more pizzazz in the inner corner and just a little bit around the eye. So that's why I reached for the single shadow, and I think this could definitely be something. Do you have a lot of single shadows that are very sparkly, very glittery, but you don't have like one solid everyday palette? I definitely think this could be the palette for you, and it's reasonably priced, which is definitely something that I look to, especially right now. So yeah, very, very happy with this product. And it is cruelty free and vegan. I don't think I mentioned that when I talked about that palette. I just caught it. As for the single, I'm loving this single. I think this single is beautiful. Like I said, I've used this twice now. It's beautiful. I think this could easily be another top drawer product for me, where I could just as easily tap this over an eye look, whether it's with the browns in here, the browns in my, let's see, the browns in my Give Beauty quad, or even the browns in my Caladios Cold Smoke quad. Like, I could see this shade easily being kind of introduced to these, because those metallics have very similar finishes to this, and that's why for me, I definitely don't think this is a bad palette at all. It's just more of, is this going to be something that would work for you and work with your kind of aesthetic that you're trying to bring it in, you know? Will it work for you, or is it going to help bring value to your collection? That is something that I've been trying my absolute best to kind of keep in the foreground. Will this bring value? If not, I don't need it. But yeah, I'm so happy that I tried this again. I'm hopeful that this footage is better. Here's to hoping. And yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys today. Look down below, like I said, in the description box. I will try my absolute best to link everything down below, whether affiliated or not. I really don't care. I just want you guys to find the actual products. And of course, like I said, don't forget to give your girl a thumbs up for getting this video filmed and hopefully uploaded all within, you know, the next 2 hours of the day. And then also, if you like this video, I would love it if you go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.